So my dad was a fighter, and his dad was a fighter. Bill Harbaugh, Crestline, Ohio, was a railroad engineer his whole life, and he was a boxer. We got a card, okay, the fight card from Bill Harbaugh, 138 pounds, okay, on the card, fighting. Yeah, he was. I don't know how many fights he didn't fight many of them. There's not many of those cards, but he was pretty much a fighter his whole life. He was a drinker too, unfortunately, and most of his fights, as it turned out, were in bars, okay, in a small town in Crestline, Ohio. And often he'd call my dad and my dad's brother Jerry, at night sometime or during the day sometimes when he was there, and say, hey, we got a little problem here. And Jerry and Jack used to have to go to the bar and either take him out of there or fight their way out of there. So that's kind of how my dad grew up, fighting his dad's way out of bars a little bit. So he was the first to go to college ever. Went to college, got his degree, wanted to be a football coach, worked for Doit Perry. He'd tell you that story, just a legendary coach at Bowling Green, Ohio. Made a difference in his life, like great coaches and great teachers do, and became a coach. And his second year in coaching, he was the assistant football coach, coaching the secondary at Perrysburg High School in Perrysburg, Ohio. And he had a son. That was me. I'm the oldest one first. So he had a son, and that was it. And they were pretty happy about it. So about 4 months later, it was New Year's Eve, and they went out to celebrate. And went to a New Year's Eve party with one of the coaches' houses in town. And after the party, they're driving home, and this is absolutely a true story. They're driving home, and it's a small country road in backwoods Ohio somewhere. And as they're driving, this car pulls up behind them. Okay, fast, lights flashing, horn honking. Okay, starts bumping the rear bumper. My mom's starting to get panicked a little bit. She starts going crazy. Jack, you got to get away. Pull ahead. He tries to speed up. They speed up, and they pull up to the side of him. Okay. So my dad's driving, he looks over, and there they are. The windows are down. They're out, 4 guys. They're beating the side of the door. They're throwing beer cans, beer bottles at the car. Absolutely true. And he's trying to drive away, and my mom is hysterical at this point. Then, as he's driving, they're on the side of him, you pull over right in front of him and stop him. This is a story I told the team. Jack, you don't even know this. Jack Bisciotti, by the way, one of our scouts is here. Jack Bisciotti doing a great job. Jack is responsible for evaluating the corners in this year's draft. He says he's got 4 more guys left, Jack. I'm counting on you, man. Get them right. But doing a great job for us. And so we told this story to our team. And it was really about, you fight. And you always got to fight. And there's always going to be a fight. And so usually when you least expect it, there's going to be a fight in your life. And you're going to have to fight for your family or whatever you're going to have to fight for. So they pull across and drive them off the side of the road. Now my mom says, back up, pull around, and drive away. That's what you should probably do, right? What do you think my dad did? He jumped out of the car. Exactly right. He jumps out of the car. Now, for Christmas, he got a cashmere coat. First one he ever had in his life, down to his knees. Had a silk inside. Real nice silk inside deal. Beautiful coat. First winter coat he ever owned. He wore it for the first time to the New Year's Eve party. He jumps out. He's got the coat. He starts walking. 4 guys jump out of the car, and the guy starts walking toward him. Now, when we were growing up, our dad always basically taught us how to fight. He said, when you get in a fight, then, we say, well, Dad, what if we get in a fight and there's like 4 guys, 5 guys? What do? He goes, you only can fight one at a time. When you get in a fight, you jump out, and you pick out the leader, the biggest guy, and the toughest guy. And you say, I'll fight all of you, one at a time. Okay? And you point out, start with you. You first. You're a big guy. Okay? he's like, come on, bring it on. So, not very intimidating looking, am I? I know. So he said, you pick out the first guy, and when he walks toward you, all right, because he's not going to back down, the first thing you do is you go, pow! And you hit him right in the face as hard as you possibly can. Now, I know that's not good parenting nowadays, okay? That's not problem solving. You watch all the cartoons nowadays. You don't solve your problem through violence, okay? We were basically taught to solve our problems with violence. So you hit him right in the face as hard as you can, right in the nose. He said the soft, fleshy part of the face is the nose. Why do you do that? Because that's where you will draw blood. Right. And the idea is to draw blood. And if you draw blood, you'll probably stun him a little bit, and it hurts like crazy, and it'll be over, and you'll have a chance to get away. He said, now 2 other things could either you're done and you're good, or 2 other things could happen. They could all jump on you. And if they do that, they were going to all jump on you anyway, so cover up and hang on, and hopefully someone will, come save you. He goes, or the guy will shake it off, and he'll look at you, and he'll move toward you again. Then you're in a fight, okay? Be ready to fight. So the 4 guys jump out of the car. Dad says, I'll fight all of you, starting with you. And the guy does this. Pulls out a knife, switchblade, opens a knife. And Dad, now he's listening to Mom. Now he gets smart. I'm not here for a knife fight, okay? Just as he says that, guy comes up behind him and grabs both arms behind his back like this. Hard. He's got his arms tight behind him, all right? Can't move. And the guy starts coming toward him. Without even thinking, he slips out of the coat and goes, what? Pow! Hits the guy right in the face, right in his nose, okay? Spread his nose across his face, as he said. He said, the guy dropped like a sack of sour apples to the ground. I'll never forget that. I'm a little kid. Dad says he dropped like a sack of sour apples. So our team liked that. Our team did like that. Okay, we'll drop New England like a sack of sour apples. So he jumps back in the car, drives away. He's driving down the road. The adrenaline's going. Everything's going to be okay. And then he realizes what? His coat. Exactly. Dude, son, they got my coat. So what's he do? Mom's like, just drive home. Just forget the coat, Jack. It's going to be fine. We don't need the coat. We're lucky to get out of there, It's like an old Navy SEAL thing. When you get ambushed, you drive home. You don't go back to the site of the ambush, all right? No, not my dad. He pulls around, spins around. He goes back. He's looking for the coat. He's looking for the guys. He's looking for somebody. Fortunately, the guys are gone. Unfortunately, the coat's gone too. But the coat served its purpose.
Now, Junior Bobs, what do we tell our clients to do to get the best price for their home?
Price it right.
That's right. And work with the Bob Lucido team of RE/MAX Advantage Realty because we really know the local market.
Hire us.
Right again, because we know the best way to reach buyers. And we'll stage their home to give it the wow factor. In fact, our team of remodelers will fix it up, get it ready to sell, and our sellers don't pay anything until settlement. And what do we say, Junior Bobs?
I'm Bob Lucido.